everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time, welcome. I'm so excited that you decided to join us. We are on part 4 of the David series, and if you have not already, check out part 1 through 3. They are super good, and it'll catch you up to where we are today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This part will be specifically focused on 1 Samuel 18 through chapter 20, which I know it's kind of a big thing, but they kind of all go together, and I didn't want to break them up. So I'm super excited about this one, and yeah, we will get started. So in 1 Samuel, and I have my Bible here. In 1 Samuel 18, we've already saw David kill Goliath. We are at the point where David has now been hired to be a part of Saul's court, as they would say, and he is the young man who plays the lyre and helps calm Saul's spirit when he is very distressed and just, there's a lot going on in his brain. I really think that you guys should go back and reread these 3 chapters so that you can kind of see where I'm going. But in 1 Samuel 18, 7 through 9, it says, this was their song. Saul has killed his thousands and David his 10,000s. This made Saul very angry. What's this? He said. They credit David with 10,000 and me with only thousands. Next, they'll be making him their king. So from that time on, Saul kept a jealous eye on David. Now, like I said before, we had just seen that David had killed Goliath, and at this point, the women had come up with a song saying, Saul has killed his thousands and David his 10,000s. And at this point, Saul was so jealous that he did not understand why David got 10,000s and he only got thousands. And people thought that David was more important than he was. And so he became super jealous. And he automatically wanted to kill David simply because his ego was hurt. Not for anything else, but his ego was hurt. And so in verse 8, we see, it's the second half of the verse, it says, next they'll be making him their king. Now at this point, Saul didn't even know that David had been anointed king. So it was kind of weird that he had, said that and made that assumption that, they'll try and make him his king next. Isn't that weird that he would even connect that? So Saul became jealous of David and tried to kill him with his spear twice. Not once, twice. David escaped and realized, and Saul realized that God was with David. So then we go to the second part of chapter 18, where Saul has wanted to figure out a way to kill David without actually killing David. And so he decides, well, if I put him on the front lines of this war we have with the Philistines, he'll die, right? Because he's not that great. And then so he went to David and he's like, if you do this, I will give you my oldest daughter in marriage. You could become my son-in-law. And so David was like, whoa, wow, I can't believe I would have this honor of being his son-in-law. And so he went and did what he had asked, except Saul decided to give his oldest daughter to somebody else. Sounds like Jacob, right? And so then he said, well, I want 200 Philistine foreskins by a certain time, and then you can marry my other daughter. And David was like, fine. And before the time was ended, he was able to get the 200 foreskins of Philistines, bring them to Saul, and he ended up marrying Michal, Saul's youngest daughter. Also in this time, he became best friends with Saul's son, Jonathan, and they made a best friend pact, a BFF pact. So then we move to chapter 19. And in this, we see that Saul tries to kill David again. Like, he is trying to, set out soldiers. Jonathan, he is putting out all the stops. He wants this man assassinated. He wants him killed. He doesn't want anything to do with it, but he wants somebody to take care of it so that he is dead and he doesn't have to deal with David anymore. So then we come to 1 Samuel 20, and that's something that I really wanted to spend a little bit more time on. And it's talks about how David went to Jonathan and was like, I really think that your dad's trying to kill me. I don't know why. I don't know what I've done, but he's trying to kill me and I need some help. I need to know what to do. And Jonathan was like, no way. My dad's not trying to kill you. He loves you. You're like his right-hand man. You're being put in his court. You're head of so many men in the army. Like, there's no way my dad hates you like that much that he would want to kill you. There's no way. And so David was like, well, the new moon festival's coming up. And what I want to do is I want to not show up to the festival. I don't want to be at the table, and I want to see how he reacts. And Jonathan's like, okay, well, this is how we can do it. And I'm going to read it. It's 1 Samuel 20, verse 18 through 24. And it says, then Jonathan said, tomorrow we celebrate the new moon festival. You will be missed when your place at the table is empty. The day after tomorrow, toward evening, go to the place where you hid before and wait there by the stone pile. I will come out and shoot 3 arrows to the side of the stone pile as though I were shooting at a target. Then I will send a boy to bring the arrows back. If you hear me tell him they're on this side, then you will know, as surely as the Lord lives, that all is well and there is no trouble. But if I tell him go farther, the arrows are still ahead of you, then it will mean that you must leave immediately, for the Lord is sending you away. And may the Lord make us keep our promises to each other, for he has witnessed. And what I thought was really cool was, regardless of how blood related Saul was to Jonathan and how much he believed that Saul would not do these things, he was still willing to risk his life for David to protect him, because that was something that they had deemed important. Their relationship was important, and being able to protect him was important to Jonathan. And so the new moon festival did come, and David hid in the fields, and Jonathan sat at the table, and Saul asked where David was, and Jonathan said that he was sick or something like that. Came up with some lame excuse of why he couldn't make it to the festival. It says that Saul boiled with rage at Jonathan. You stupid son of a whore, he swore at him. Do you think I don't know that you want him to be king in your place, shaming yourself and your mother? As long as that son of Jesse is alive, you'll never be king. Now go and get him so I can kill him. And that's when Jonathan knew that Saul was serious and David was in danger. And so he went out to the fields when the festival was over, went out to the fields. He shot 3 arrows, and he had his servant go get them. And he, of course, told the servant, go farther, the arrows are ahead of you. And that meant to David that he had to flee and leave for his life and for his safety. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like this is an exact interpretation of how God is with us when we are going, or we are trying to please or do something that is not of him. And Saul represents those things. Saul represents something that's trying to kill us, something that's trying to destroy us. And Jonathan represents God, the person who is trying to tell you that you're not safe here. It's time to leave and flee for your life. So for those of you out there who are listening to this video right now, if you feel like God is giving you that warning, please listen to it, because you'll only be in a world of hurt if you stay. And if you try to work things out, or you try to make this thing or this person or whatever it is work for you. If you feel like God is warning you and shooting the arrows, the 3 arrows, the 3 warning shots, and telling the servant, go ahead, the arrows are farther, go ahead. It is time for you to leave. It is time for you to let that thing go and move on. So, with all that being said, and I hope you take that with love and not judgment, because I definitely have some things that I need to be fleeing from, and this really spoke to me. And so I really hope that you guys got something from that. I'm really excited. David is just an amazing story, and everything about him really just amazes me, of all the things that he went through. And I really hope that you guys are sticking through this series, because I promise you it's gonna get good and juicy. There's some funny stuff, there's some sad stuff, but please stick with me. So I'm gonna pray, and I hope that you guys have an awesome rest of your week, awesome rest of your day, whatever time that you're watching this. And I hope that you join me next week, join me next week. So, dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the warnings that you have given us. Thank you for the paths that you have given us to lead away from the things that you say are not good for us, and that you say will damage us. I just pray that we continue to listen, that we continue to hear you out, that we continue to follow your direction in the right way, and that we do what it is that you're asking us to do, so that we can move forward in our lives. I pray all these things in your name. Amen. All right, guys, have a good week. Bye.